hearty welcome to the 12 tribes scattered abroad and to those grafted in. This is the Israelite in America, and today we're coming at you with a modern story. This isn't a historical presentation or Bible study this time. This is present day, happening now. We do talk about modern present day things on this channel as well. And this is concerning the police, specifically police misconduct. Subscribe to the channel. Comment. Now, I'm sure most of you have heard this story probably by now. But there are some of you that haven't, I'm sure. And also, I know, first off, let me just say, I know that my fellow Israelites are aware of the rampant and systemic police brutality, racism, misconduct, that's inherent in the American police force. But there are some Israelites that aren't necessarily as aware as others of how widespread it is, or maybe they've been, let's just face it, maybe they've been brainwashed or deceived by right-wing media, for instance, or left-wing media. And then there are those people that are not Israelites or that are on the fence, but that come across my channel or my videos, and, you know, this is information for them too. So, I saw this on, where did I see this? I saw this, I don't know, in a feed of mine somewhere. And I thought it was interesting. Meant to do a video on it before, but let's get into it. Half $500 million lawsuit filed against Beverly Hills PD, or for PD racial profiling. Okay. Beverly Hills, California. You guys all know where Beverly Hills is. I don't know. I didn't need to say anything about Beverly Hills. Everyone knows. Every American knows about Beverly Hills. On Tuesday, a class action lawsuit was filed against the city of Beverly Hills on behalf of 1,086 black people alleged to have been unjustly arrested between 2019 and 2021. Okay, so this is not, this was back in the early 2000s, the 60s. No, this is present day, happening now. Of the over 1,000 individuals who were arrested, only 2 were convicted of a crime. A tantalizing figure that suggests there was insufficient evidence underpinning the stops to begin with. We all know that this happens all the time. This is par for the course. This is what the police do. But it's interesting that it's getting that we have a lawsuit now going forward in this manner. These attorneys are advocating on behalf of black people arrested. Get that. In Beverly Hills, and tomorrow we'll see if this community has advocates in Sacramento, said Christine DeBerry, founder and executive director of the Prosecutors Alliance of California. And I do want to say real quick, I'm getting over a bit of being under the weather, so if my voice sounds odd, that's why. It's time to address the harms caused by racial profiling, as pulling people over for petty violations causes fear, humiliation, and distrust in law enforcement and the criminal legal system more broadly. It can also lead to deadly consequences without providing any added safety benefit. Again, happens all the time. How many of you guys have just been out minding your own business, and next thing you know, the lights, you see the lights on in your rearview mirror, you pull over to the side of the road, you haven't done anything, you haven't done anything, officer gets out, says, hey, how you doing? Actually, he won't say how you doing. He'll say, no, he will. It'll be like, how you doing tonight? And then he'll be, okay, where are you going? What are you doing? Who's with you? Where are you coming from? What's in your car? You mind if I search your vehicle? And any attempt at, because here's the thing, people think, certain people think that when people stand up for their rights, for instance, I don't want you to search my car, that is somehow a criminal act in and of itself, that is somehow, what did they say? They say, why didn't you just comply? Well, if you have nothing to hide, why didn't you care about them searching your car? Maybe, it's my personal car and I don't want it searched. How about that? Maybe I don't want strangers in my car. I could go off. But then if you don't comply, you run the risk of being brutalized, beaten, arrested, and or shot. And that's just how it is. But let's continue with the article. The California State Assembly is poised to vote on Senate Bill 50 in the days ahead. The legislation is authored by Senator Stephen Bradford and is a priority-supported bill of the Prosecutors Alliance of California. It would prohibit a peace officer from initiating, I love that, peace officer. Peace officer. Not really. From initiating a traffic stop for many low-level violations unless there is a separate independent reason. I think that's a good bill. I think that's a good bill. Do something better with your time. Leave people that are driving, leave us alone. Leave people that are driving and haven't done anything wrong, leave us alone. Somebody swerves off the yellow line a little bit. Oh, you swerved off that yellow line. Up, that's a violation. Oh, your vehicle came to just a teeny tiny rolling stop. It inched forward. Up, that's a violation. The nonsense that people get messed up with. So this is, in my opinion, this is a good bill. The Los Angeles Times has weighed in to support the legislation, and other jurisdictions that have implemented similar policies. The Los Angeles Times has weighed in to support the legislation, and other jurisdictions that have implemented similar such policies have seen improvements in safety. How about that? How about that? Researchers have repeatedly found that police search Black and Latina people, but especially Black, far more often than whites during traffic stops, even though whites who are stopped are more often found to have contraband. But, you don't hear about that. You just hear about the 13% of the population nonsense. That's all you hear about. The 13% of the population, violent crimes, blah, blah, blah. Police are also significantly more likely to use force against Black people during these stops. Yep. And that's pretty much it on that article. I did want to. So this is on the eve of them voting over there in California to ban pretext stops, is what it's called. And pretext stops, as it kind of defined down there. But let's jump over to this article from Time. And of course, as always, I'll have the links to the articles in the description. This is davisvanguard.org. I'll have the links in the description. Let's go over to Time here. This is an article talking about pretext stops and police conduct. We'll just start from this paragraph down here. As a practical matter, this gives police nearly unbound discretion to pull over any driver anytime they choose. Again, white conservatives, for instance, will say that this isn't a thing. Oh, they don't just pull you over just because they feel like it. Israelites, on the other hand, Black people, Black Americans, know that is utter baloney. Gotta keep it G-rated over here. And one way that they put this discretion to use is by engaging in what's known as pretextual traffic stops. Gotta get the fancy language in there, you see. These are when police have a hunch that a driver has committed a crime, or perhaps the driver just looks suspicious, quote unquote, but not enough evidence to stop and interrogate them about it. So instead, police just pull the driver over for a petty traffic offense. And this also, I want to say something right here. So when they just pull you over for a petty traffic offense, because we hear from a certain group of people that, just obey the law. If you obey the law, then it wouldn't happen. Don't be a criminal. Don't break the law. And these people, I gotta calm down. These people, everyone's a criminal. Everyone's a criminal. That's what they don't realize. There are so many laws. Look up a list of laws in your state, your town, your county. Look up a list of laws, how many laws there are. There are so many laws that are actually literally on the book that every American walking around is a lawbreaker. They have broken the law. They have broken multiple laws a day. Okay, so really what this is saying is that cops always have the quote unquote quote unquote authority to pull you over because you've always broken some law. So if they just want to pull you over, then they can just make something up, or they'll just I'll just pull some random law out of the hat because I know that there's a random law that they don't know about, that the public doesn't know about, but I happen to know about. And you broke it, so now I'm pulling you over. You broke this law. I'm questioning you. Blah 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 blah. And then if something comes out of it, because the person was innocent, they didn't actually do anything wrong. The cop brutalizes them, beats them, shoots them, arrests them, whatever. And then the people on the certain side of the aisle will say, well, you shouldn't have broken the law, you were a criminal, blah, blah, blah. Just wanted to point that out there. Once the motorist is stopped, officers can start questioning her about the non-traffic crime that they're really interested in. Where are you going? What were you doing tonight? Excuse me. The traffic stop is just a pretext for their true motivation. I've had this happen to me all the time. I've been detained, unduly searched, and then forced to pay fines for crimes I didn't commit. It's crazy. This is exactly what happened to Philando Castile. I'm sure I don't have to tell you guys who that is. As dispatch audio recordings would later reveal, the officer believed that Castile's wide-set nose fit the description of someone who had committed a robbery. The officer, as the world would later discover, was mistaken. And, yeah, it goes on. And there was something in this other article here. Hold on, let me see if I can find it. Okay, this article is from msn.com. Links will be in the description. During the 2-year period, roughly a third of all arrests involved black people, who only make up 1.5% of the city's population. Okay, and we all know what the racists will say. Oh, we already went over it. It wasn't to deter crime; it was to send a message to black people that we don't want your kind around here. Crump said during a press conference. That is Benjamin Crump, I believe. That is Racial Profiling 101. Benjamin Crump referenced earlier in the article. Yeah, civil rights attorney. Going through this quick. Don't want this to be too long a video. In a statement, the city of Beverly Hills denied the allegations. Of course they do. What are they gonna do? Oh yeah, well yeah, we have racial bias. Yeah. The statistics presented referencing the number of convictions is a mischaracterization of the evidence in this case. In addition, the 1,088 arrests referenced includes people cited and released, not just custodial arrests, city officials said. The city of Beverly Hills is an international destination that always welcomes visitors from across the country and around the world. The role of Beverly Hills Police Department is to enforce the law regardless of race. Obey the law. Oh, we just went over a law. We just went over all those laws that they can get you. Oh, enforce the law. They can enforce the law 7 different ways. They can get you on anything if they so choose. According to attorneys, Shepard York was among the black motorists who were pulled over but never convicted of a crime. I spent 3 days in jail, York said at the press conference, humiliated, scared, sad. And people are like, oh, big deal. People will say, certain people, oh, big deal. You spent 3 days in jail. That's nothing. Okay? Oh, I can't even. Is it being brutalized? As bad as being beaten up and broken and killed? No. But why should somebody be caged up like an animal for being innocent? As if, why, what am I trying to say? I get agitated, you guys. You gotta forgive me. That is no less humiliating, degrading, and dehumanizing to be put in a cage, for doing nothing. To be, people come with guns, and they forcibly grab you, remove you, tie you up, all right, handcuff you, and take you to a place with metal bars and put you in a cage. It's sick stuff. Anyway, I'm not going to go, this video isn't going to go on too long. I just wanted to make you guys aware of that, because people, again, will say, oh, it's not a thing, it doesn't happen, and we have everyday lawsuits coming out. Police being charged for things years ago that have just come to light. Police under investigations, and of course, most of the stuff isn't going to go anywhere, right? Most of the police are going to walk away scot-free. The old tried and true I feared for my life and other nonsense. But, just for those who don't know, and for those who just want to be reminded and stay in the loop, there you go. All the way up to even in Beverly Hills. Beverly Hills! Who would have thought? We would have. This has been the Israelite in America. I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.